Hello friends! In this video I am making a Harry Styles cake for a 15-year-old girl. You will see the process from start to finish over the course of 3 days. These are not my recipes, so I'm not sharing them. They're recipes that I've collected along the way, but you will get to see my techniques and I'll be going to give you some tips to use in your baking adventures. I hope this helps you in some way. If so, please give a thumbs up and leave a comment if you have any questions. Thank you for your support.
Give me the honey, give me the honey, yeah. Give me the honey, and let me love it, yeah. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Give me the honey, yeah. Give me the honey, and let me love it, yeah. Give me the honey, yeah. Give me the honey, and let me love it, yeah. And let me love it. Driving down the boulevard, and let me love it. All I see is flashing cars, and let me love it. Driving down the boulevard, all I see is flashing cars. And let me love it. No, tonight, give me the honey, yeah. Give me the honey, and let me love it, yeah. Give me the honey, yeah. Give me the honey, and let me love it, yeah. Love ya, oh no, tonight, love ya, oh no, tonight, driving down the boulevard.
I used hot water to mix my cocoa. It helps it dissolve faster and smoother.
All I see is flashing cars. Give me the honey, yeah. Give me the honey.
Save your butter wrappers and cut them to size to fit your cake pans. It helps the cakes release from the pan so much better. If there's any gaps, you can lightly spray it over with baking flour spray and it peels right off the cake after it's done baking. Also, I recommend using imperial or margarine butter over oil, especially if you use propane, because propane heats up faster, and since margarine is more water and oil based, it has a better chemical reaction with the cake batter and it prevents it from sinking in the centers and it will rise fully. Plus, it helps keep your cakes from drying out.
If I had 1,000 tongues, I would sing with everyone. Voices like a mountain song. Sing, you are my only one. Oh my, oh my, oh my days. Life is wonderful. Life is wonderful. Never understood, but life can be this good.
Okay guys, so I got all my baking done as far as the cake goes. So it's cooling right now. Came out really nice. This one took a little longer because it was sitting in the front and it actually like domed up more. But see, I like them that they come up flat. That way I don't really have to trim them. But yeah, so as of right now, I'm going to work on the buttercream. That's what I got next. And after that, I'm going to do the filling.
Life is wonderful. Life is wonderful. Never understood that life can be this good. If I lived 1,000 lives, I'd spend them all with you beside. Never ending deja vu. Never ending days with you. Oh my, oh my, oh my days.
I'm wrapping them up for now and I will be freezing them overnight to help lock in the moisture. Just make sure that you let them cool down to almost room temperature first.
Never understood how life can be this good.
Good morning, guys. It's the next morning. I'm about ready to just start working on my cake. I want to get a head start because my kids have school at about around 9:30, and I want to get as much done as I can so that I could put it back in the refrigerator to set before I decorate it. So I already pulled out my cakes from the freezer. They're all frozen. So I'm going to let them sit out for a few minutes while I set up, and I'm going to make some sugar syrup to put on top of them, and the sugar syrup just keeps it moist. I know that freezing it also keeps it moist, but she's not going to be cutting into this cake until Saturday, so I want to make sure that it stays fresh for as long as possible. So that's why I use the sugar syrup. It's optional. You don't have to use it. It's just something that I like to use. So yeah, that's about it. I'm going to go ahead and set up, and I'll see you guys.
I got a feeling that tonight will be the best night I can feel in. When I see you around my heart is
Sugar syrup is equal parts water and sugar, and in this case I used 1 cup of sugar and 1 cup of water, and I just microwaved it in a glass measuring cup for 3 minutes. You just want all the sugar to dissolve. If you go too far, you will begin making isomalt or hard candy.
about the time gone. About the time gone. I have 100 reasons to close your eyes. 100 reasons to make you laugh. I got 100 reasons to. 100 reasons to. I have
I accidentally deleted the video of me making the strawberries and cream filling, but pretty much all I wanted to mention was that when making whipped cream, put your bowl and your mixing attachment and your heavy cream in the freezer for 10 minutes to make sure that it's really cold. It helps the cream whip up so much faster. But make sure that your bowl and attachment is completely dry, otherwise your cream will never get thick.
my love tonight's off. If you want to dance, you have to try get it on. Just you and me, forget about the time gone. About the time go. We're not going home. This feeling I can't live without. So shame on me, I'm a fool for the melody. This is our party, and this is where the beat goes down. Feel the music on the stereo. Oh, oh. As we let the rhythm take control. We're gonna dance like we don't care. Keep on popping bottles like we're millionaires. Yeah, we're just getting started, living for the weekend. Shame on me, I'm a fool for the melody. I don't wanna stop right now. All I need is a drum with a heavy beat. Hit me with that future sound. It's time to let go.
I hope you're enjoying your time with me. Thanks for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. It actually motivates me to do more. As a stay-at-home mom, it sometimes gets a little lonely, so I like to keep myself busy, and opening up my own YouTube page helped me felt like I was involved in society, or I had friends of some sort. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. I'm learning as I go, and I'm going to try my best to get better and better as anything goes. When I first started Cakes, I wasn't always that great, but as time went on, after 8 years, I think that I've been able to do really, really well. So I'm hoping that the same thing will happen with these videos, and you'll be able to see a better part of me and my personality. So I'll go ahead and see you in a little bit.
Can't see my hand in front of my face.
Try to not add too much food coloring to your buttercream. It will mess up the consistency. Instead, if you're not getting your desired color, let it sit for about an hour or two, and that'll help it deepen in color before you try adding any more.
And getting taste another time in another place. I'm still running in the human race. Everyone has a fall from grace. Maybe I'm in second place. I'm still running in the human race. There's something in the air tonight, a confidence I can't describe, lighting up like fireflies. The things I bottled up inside are out of sight and out of mind. Everything's gonna be alright. I'm still running in the
And we're good to go. Good morning, guys. It's my third and final day to complete this cake. I started on Wednesday. It's now Friday. She will be picking up this afternoon, so I need to get this cake done. Let's turn over here so you can see what I got going on over there. Okay, so now I'm about to spray paint with some color mist. I don't have an airbrush machine, so I just use these and they work pretty good. I like to line my workspace with wax paper as well as my turntable, because it does spray everywhere around your cake. It is easily washable, but save time where you can. Don't spray too close to avoid drips, so spray about 6 to 9 inches away from the cake and go light-handed until you get used to it. I'm just spraying it because the color wasn't as dark as I wanted it to be, so this allowed me to darken it without adding too much food coloring. If it does drip a little bit, go ahead and use a paper towel to lightly blot and remove them. It won't completely remove any areas, and if there is a spot, keep in mind that you'll cover them in accent pieces. I was going to create the pearl border at the bottom of the cake, but I started to realize that it was looking too much like the picture, so I scraped it off and I decided that I was going to make a fondant border instead, and then I would go back and do that pearl border over it.
I'm still running in the human race.
So I have some leftover fondant here, and I have leftover scraps from my edible image. I'm gonna try something new. Hopefully this comes out right. I don't know how it's gonna turn out, but we'll see. If it doesn't work out, I always have a backup plan, so it's not a big deal.
怎么就不在意？怎么就要放弃？这一次我可以交给你。Hey you， 听见我的声音，看着我的眼睛，我以为我是你的唯一，怎么就不在意？怎么就要放弃？这一次我可以交给你。Hey you， 听见我的声音。 看着我的眼睛，我以为我是你的唯一，怎么就不在意？怎么就要放弃？这一次我可以交给你。Hey you， 听见我的声音，看着我的眼睛，我以为我是你的唯一，怎么就不在意？怎么就要放弃？ 这一次我可以交给你。Hey you， 听见我的声音，看着我的眼睛，我以为我是你的唯一。Know the same thing, we're both compasses, and the people don't know worries on our heads. 'Cause we're very bad guys, trying to look great. We could do anything to have a bit of fame. I'm looking for one little kiss on lips when we try to roar. I'm already with good when I see you right there, you let me want you more. I'm looking for one little kiss on lips when we try to roar. I'm a very wicker, you let me want you more. Want you more, want
Yo no sé qué voy a hacer sin ti. Sabe que no puedo vivir sin ti. Esa noche que no están aquí contigo. Yo no sé qué voy a hacer sin ti. Sabe que no puedo vivir sin ti. Esa noche que no están aquí contigo, my, yeah. Yo no sé qué voy a hacer sin ti. Sabe que no puedo vivir sin ti. Esa noche que no están aquí contigo. Yo no sé qué voy a hacer sin ti. Sabe que no puedo vivir sin ti. Esa noche que no están aquí contigo, my, yeah.
Know the same thing, we're both compasses, and the people don't know worries on our heads. 'Cause we're very bad guys, trying to look great. We could do anything to have a bit of fame.
Okay, I was gonna try and print out her name, but for some reason my printer is not connected. We switched carriers for internet, and so I don't think that it's been connected, and I don't know exactly how to do that yet. So I'm gonna just go ahead and try and do this freehand. Let's see how well I can do this. You guys, when you're working with this edible sugar sheets, you need to make sure that your hands are completely dry. Otherwise, the paper will just start to disintegrate in your hands because it's basically wafer paper and it's very thin. This isn't typically how you would handle wafer paper at all, but I just want to show that there is always some way of doing things, even if it's not typical or traditional. If you can think outside the box, do it, you know. There's some techniques that I've learned and some techniques that didn't work out for me, so I had to figure out other ways on how to do it. And it's just trial and error, basically how I'm learning. You learn as you go. It's never easy. Not one cake can ever just be the same. You can make the same exact cake, but the next time you go to make it, it doesn't come out the same. That's why, for me, I personally don't like to duplicate work because I don't know that person's touch. I don't know what they've done. I don't know like all their techniques. All I know is what I've learned and how I would do it. So you just learn how to do things on your own. You can get tips as much as you want, but until you actually are hands-on and you're doing it for yourself, you won't know what it's like. Just keep that in mind if you're trying to do this as a business, a side business, or you want to open up a bakery. And just know that don't ever copy someone else's work, just try to figure out your own techniques. And that's what makes it yours too. I get inspiration from photos, and people always send me pictures of what they want, and I'm more than happy to make something very similar, but duplicating is something that I just personally don't prefer to do. And just know too that it doesn't always mean that you have to buy expensive stuff either. You can make a totally awesome cake just with a couple of tools. You know, you don't have to go out and buy the most expensive tool to make it look good. Honestly, it would keep your costs down, your expenses and everything, if you just were able to make something with cheaper tools. Sometimes I buy my stuff on Amazon, sometimes I buy my stuff at Walmart, and honestly, I've even gotten some of my stuff at the Dollar Tree that work really, really well. They have like this craft center part of Dollar Tree that sells stuff that you would get for crafting flowers. I found X-Acto knives there, even ribbon for like the borders of your cake. It's really awesome. I take budgeting as far as I can go because it's expensive to make cakes, and people don't realize how much work goes into cakes, how much effort and everything. And then another thing too, just like you would in your food, put a lot of heart and soul into your cakes. You make sure that it would look exactly how you'd want it to look if it was for your kids or your parents or cousin, family, or even yourself. See, before I started learning how to make cakes, I would color. I like to color a lot. Sometimes I like to get down on the floor with my kids and I color with them. My mom always told me, don't ever stop coloring, Shell. And I won't, because we only have this one life to live. And, you know, we don't want to ever live in regret of feeling like we missed out. And just because we're adults doesn't mean we can't be kids sometimes. Sometimes it's just nice to just do things that kids get to do. Like during the summers, I like to get a bouncer for my kid's birthday, because his birthday is in July. And I'll go down that jumper with them. It's fun. I'm gonna be a kid as long as I can. It's that important to me. And it's important to me that my kids get to have a life too. Be kids. Enjoy life. Just food for thought. No pun intended. Okay, so the color did deepen a little bit, but it's not quite, you can't really see it on camera, but the color is a little bright. It's not sunflowery color, so I'm just gonna add a touch of orange to make it golden yellow. Just a tad. You don't need a whole lot. In this buttercream, since I'm making flowers, I need to thicken it by adding more powdered sugar, because if I used it the way it is now, the flowers would fall. The icing is way too soft, so adding more sugar will thicken it. You can cheat by using decorative icing from the store like Michael's, Joann's, or Walmart, and their brand is by Wilton. It's pretty good. They make a chocolate one too. Just know that this type of icing is very sweet, so don't use it directly on your cake. 1, it's too sweet, and 2, it's too thick. This icing is mainly used for decorating such as flowers and intricate details.
Tried to find her at the altar. I tried to find her back in school. I tried to find her in a bar room, just sitting on a stool. Well, maybe she's a vision, or maybe she's just a dream. Or could there really be a woman waiting just for me? What's a man gotta do just to find a little love? What's the price he's gotta pay just to find a special one? Is it only for the lucky? Do I have to push and shove?
So that's it for today and for this cake. I'm super excited. It came out really great. I think she's gonna love it. If you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I'd really like to chat with you guys. Please like, please subscribe and share if possible. And you can also hit that notification bell because I will be sharing some more of my techniques when it comes to baking, cooking, cleaning, life, organization. You got it. Anything you want, you let me know, you tell me, and I'm here for you. All right, well, I'll see you guys later, and we're good to go.
Will I ever find me some? What's a man gotta do